I'm Colonel Chris Knight, Director of the Florida Highway Patrol. The men and women of our auxiliary provide an invaluable service to our organization and to the state of Florida. So much so is that we're committed to doubling the size of our auxiliary. It's an all-volunteer organization who provides services without compensation. They ride with our troopers on patrol, acting as their second set of eyes and ears. They also work the many public events that we're responsible for providing protection at throughout the year. The Florida Patrol is indebted to and appreciates the services that our auxiliary provides our organization.
The Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary, formed in 1957, is one of the nation's oldest and largest law enforcement auxiliary organizations. It was specifically authorized by the Florida legislature. The auxiliary is made up of a dedicated group of community-oriented individuals who donate their time and efforts to make the difficult task of law enforcement safer and more effective for state troopers. Members of the auxiliary are volunteers and receive absolutely no compensation. Auxiliary troopers are state-certified law enforcement officers who have passed all the qualifications and the months of rigorous training required to capably serve alongside Florida Highway Patrol troopers. It doesn't cost anything to join. The state provides all uniforms and equipment, including the state-issue .40 caliber firearm and individual body armor.
Volunteers mean a lot to me. I have volunteer troopers ride with me quite a bit. As state troopers, we put our lives on the line every day. Most of the time we ride by ourselves and we put ourselves in dangerous situations, and I feel it's nice to have an auxiliary trooper ride with me. That way when I call for backup, he's sitting right in the passenger seat.
Those who become volunteers are a special breed.
I'm a boom operator in the United States Air Force on the KC-135 aircraft you see here behind me. Basically what we are is a Texaco in the sky. We got cargo aircraft that need to get across the ocean, maybe even some fighter aircraft that need to get in and support the ground troops in the war. I joined the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary as not only a stepping stone, but an opportunity to get in, learn as much as I could as an auxiliary trooper, get the training from the troopers, and also be their backup, then be our backup. I actually did some quite extensive research looking at other units, seeing what opportunities they had, what kind of training they put you through, and also what you would be able to do once certified. And I chose the Florida Highway Patrol due to the opportunities that you have, and also you get to train at your pace. There's usually local weekend classes, you get to get in, there's a lot of camaraderie with all the people that you help out. It's actually been a wonderful stepping stone for me to get into a career still in the Air Force as a special agent with the Office of Special Investigations.
The application process takes from 9 to 12 months and includes routine procedures such as employment and education background checks, polygraph testing, and extensive classroom training.
The training in which the auxiliary members go through is the original. They have 65 hours of video training. They have 40 hours of medical first aid for the law enforcement. Then they have anywhere from 8 to 16 hours of firearms training, and a good 8 to 16 hours of defensive tactics training, and to show proficiency in those two categories. Once they've completed that, then they can become a full-time member of the auxiliary.
Initial and ongoing training for auxiliary troopers is paramount because auxiliary members have the authority to bear arms and arrest violators when instructed to do so. Often, auxiliary troopers receive training in conjunction with full-time FHP personnel. Examples of training classes recently offered to auxiliary troopers include defensive tactics, first responder, CPR, weapons of mass destruction, felony traffic stops, firearms, professional traffic stops. Some of the training is video-based and much of it is available on nights and weekends. Everything the applicant encounters will be in preparation to capably assist troopers in their everyday duties, and those applicants who make the cut feel a real sense of accomplishment.
I joined the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary because I come from a long history of people being in law enforcement, uncles, brothers, And I wanted to be the first female in my family to be in law enforcement. And I found that joining the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary provided for me the opportunities that I needed to join a law enforcement organization. It's very rewarding, very challenging, and you're not going to find such an opportunity that I have with the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary than with other organizations. I encourage women to get involved because they're going to have as good as an opportunity and a good experience as I have.
Once you become an auxiliary trooper, you have to serve 24 hours per quarter to retain your status. So over a 3-month or 13-week period, you can schedule a couple of hours every week or as much as 3 8-hour shifts and be done for the entire quarter. The auxiliary works very hard to make sure that your hours of service fit your specific scheduling needs. In fact, many current volunteers request and actually serve additional hours, far exceeding their minimum 24 hours per quarter.
For those of you who are concerned that you don't have enough time to do this, the auxiliary is well aware that you work full-time jobs and you have family. And there's a different array of things you can do. There's troopers on the road 24/7. We can work weekend details, DUI checkpoints. You would find that there's an array of things that you can do to work and get your time in. I, for example, juggling my schedule of working a full-time job here with the fire department, going to college full-time to get my degree, and I had enough time to get everything in that was required, and the auxiliary worked with me every step of the way.
When disaster strikes, the Florida Highway Patrol is right there in the middle of any activity where large numbers of the populace are affected and infrastructure might be in danger. Volunteers from the FHP Auxiliary are also in great demand because they have been well trained to respond to the human condition in various times of emergency.
I joined the auxiliary because I like to serve the community, you know, and I think this is the best way to serve the community on the roads, you know, help them, and if they need any help from you, you're going to be there for them.
My name is David Rayburn, Chief of the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary and a commercial real estate broker. I first became interested in the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary back in high school when I became friends with a state trooper. Among the many rewards that I've seen since becoming a member have becoming associated with some of the finest law enforcement officers in the world, and also the satisfaction of helping the motoring public. For example, the mother with 3 children who become stranded on the interstate late at night, being able to assist them to a safe location and obtaining repairs for their vehicle.
Whether a hurricane threatens, wildfire is imminent, or national security warrants a high level of state and local response, the FHP Auxiliary is fully prepared through ongoing training opportunities to meet the current and ever-changing challenges of law enforcement. And it's during these times that the vital role of the FHP Auxiliary is most visible to the public. Who is the FHP Auxiliary volunteer? They're your neighbor, your co-worker, your mom or dad, your sister or brother, your boss, your church leader, your banker. In fact, it just might be you.
I'm Colonel Stephen Shefford, Director of the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary. I hope the information in this video has encouraged you to take the first step and explore an exciting opportunity to serve your community and state through law enforcement volunteerism. I have the pleasure of working with over 500 men and women of the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary who donate their time and talent to work with the Florida Highway Patrol to enhance safety in the state of Florida. If you'd like to learn more about this exciting opportunity to volunteer with the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary, please contact us on the web at floridastatetrooper.org or contact your local Florida Highway Patrol station for more information. I look forward to working with you, helping us help our citizens and our troopers. Thank you.